This is just a moment dedicated to my mother, my grandmother, my father, all my niggas in the pen, all my niggas that died in the struggle. Love y'all. Can we please have a moment of silence? That's for my niggas doing years of confinement, and for my soldiers that passed over, no longer living, that couldn't run whenever the reaper came to get them. Can we please pour out some liquor, symbolizing this?
Okay, week 2 coming out. Let's see. First question: how did you go about coming out to your family and friends? Well, let me just give you a small little timeline. I believe it was 13. I was outed for having a girlfriend. That was wonderful. I got cussed out by my dad's girlfriend for everything under the sun that anybody that read a Bible and thinks they know it front to back would tell you. Not fun. With him standing right there and not saying anything about it. But, at that time, it was already harsh enough for me being outed for having a girlfriend, so, it's not like I'm going to say, hey, by the way, I'm trans too. That would have just put icing on top of a nuke. So, I let it go. 15, I told some close friends. They were fine. They're still my friends now to this day. 18, I started to tell people that I was with, my partners or whoever I was with at the time. Some of them were okay, some of them were not okay. A lot of them didn't understand and don't want to understand. Fine. 20, I told my mother first. She was fine. I told my grandmother, and that was kind of interesting because she actually was like, okay, is there anything else you want to tell me? Like, okay, dumbass, I already knew that. But it was kind of funny because she was reading a book called Middlesex, and it's very, related to my experiences and whatnot. So it was pretty cool. She actually sent me the book after she was done reading it. Then from there, she told my uncles. My uncles, they emailed me and they were like, we support you and it's fine. And it's, my youngest uncle, he's kind of like my older brother, and he's real cool. So with that, and then I told my dad, and he was actually the first person to use my now legal name, which is awesome. But at times he's sometimes a jerk. I don't know. He still doesn't fully understand, but he's gonna always love me. You know how that goes. For the most part, I have a pretty good support system, really. And my doctor actually told me that last week. She was like, you're one of the first people that actually have a very good support system, which, I'm fortunate to have. But still at times it's hard because, with the slipping of pronouns and all this jazz, it's still hard. And then, I'm getting ready to be going back to school, and with me going to high school here, it's kind of nerve-wracking because a lot of the people that are going to be going to the same school I'm going to knew me before, and there's only one other person in this town that looks remotely like me, and she's a stud. So with me going to school and them seeing me off top, they're gonna associate me with my old name, and I really don't care about being outed because I know there's discrimination laws at my school that will protect me and get people expelled. So more power to them if they want to mess with me like that. That's fine. But it's just I had enough crap during high school for being looked at as a stud. A lot of the guys didn't like me. One was because all the girls liked me. I had to argue females down in high school that I was a female. That's how much I passed in school. It's crazy. But at times it's kind of scary just thinking about going back and seeing everybody that I knew was jackasses in high school and had something to say all the time. It's just kind of, blah. My advice for coming out to your friends: this is something that you have to understand before you come out to friends. you will really find out who is your friend once you are your true self. You'll find out a lot of things about a lot of people. The people that are quick to walk away and quick to not even try to understand, I'm sorry, those were never your friends. Those were seasonal people, and there's thousands of them in your life every day. Seasonal person is example, you walk down the street and say hello to somebody. That's a seasonal person. They're in and out of your life just that fast. You never see them again. So, I mean, although it may hurt to lose friends, you have to let that go. It's a given. It's going to happen. Because not everybody is understanding. Some people are raised to never understand and just be closed-minded, and that's all they know. And I feel sorry for them. Because most of the time, those are the people that end up with trans kids, or gay kids, or lesbian kids, or bisexual kids. Those are the ones that end up with us. So, with them, you just have to know that you're going to lose some. But for everyone that you lose, you gain a million more. For all the friends that I've lost, I've probably gained 100 brothers that are trans guys, 100 sisters that are trans sisters, and just supporters, just because. So, I mean, it's well worth it. But, I mean, you just, when you come out to them, try to educate them. If they listen, then they listen. If they don't, there's nothing you can do. Don't try to force anything on them. Don't try to let them talk you out of how you feel about yourself. That's the main thing. Don't let anybody do that. That's wrong. I've heard many times of people, oh, well, my girlfriend said if I transition, she's going to leave me. Bye. She doesn't love you anyway. I mean, you'll find plenty more people. And with family, it's a little bit harder, but at the same time, it's probably the same aspect. In ways, you're going to lose some family members because they're just as close-minded as anybody else. But it's going to hurt a lot more because, that's who you expect to be by your side. That's who you need to be by your side. You feel me? So, yeah, that hurts a little bit more. But, with all of them, you can try letters, emails, face to face, even though face to face is probably one of the hardest things to do because you see all the reactions, you hear all the crap, just everything. And my advice for face to face would be, if you know that who you're dealing with is just an ass to begin with, try to find a friend as a backup plan to stay with. If you feel in your heart that something is going to go wrong, try to find you a backup plan before you come out. It'll work in the long run. Or even if you just don't feel comfortable being in the house after you have told them, you just want them to marinate on it for a little bit. Find a place to go for the weekend. It just makes things easier to alleviate a lot of the tensity that's going to be in the air if you know that they're like that. Or you can do it over the phone. I did all of mine over the phone actually, and it was pretty well. So